Ladies and gentlemen, as we know, we have our special invitee, Mr. Anupam Tripathi, here with us, who would be sharing his experiences in South Korea before and post stardom. Anupam Tripathi is a leading Indian actor and breakout star from the global sensation and Netflix mega hit Squid Game. Known to most as player number 199, aka Ali Abdul, he won the hearts of fans worldwide as the earnest, lovable, and the sole non-Korean participant in the game, a migrant worker who plays to support his infant child and wife. With the show attracting over 142 million views in its first month and counting, Mr. Tripathi has quickly become a global cultural icon. Without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Anupam Tripathi on the stage to hear more from him.
Let me start with where it all started. Since 2000s, from 2006, where I started this journey of getting involved with theater and trying to understand what I really like to do in my life. Before, I used to sing a lot, so it all started from there. Suddenly, I go to one theater group, people are performing something, and I'm suddenly mesmerized by their work, the way they were focused, doing like gladiator. And in break time, they become normal people. So I was like, what it is, how they can change themselves so fast and again become normal like me. So again, they started doing that thing, and director suddenly see me and ask me, are you free? I said, yes, go and stand there. I said, really? So I really immediately, I choose to go there and stand. And that's how theater came in my life. And from there on, I started doing a lot of theater about studying about Mohan Rakesh and doing understanding Shakespeare, Chekhov, Brecht. So in beginning, it was all absurd for me, like how I was doing, and everybody was like totally against it in my family, like nothing is there. Nothing is there. Please study, do something. So I was more curious, like why people say no to everything. So I always try to make it like a motto for me, like when somebody's say no, how can I make it my yes? So that was that thing kept me going, and it kept me searching myself, like what I really like, what I am. So from there on, 2010 comes. Before that, I started learning classical music from our great teacher, Dr. Sarita Pathak Yajurvedi ji. Yeah, so I was more interested in music and theater rather than studies, books, or something else. Like, I don't know. I will encourage everybody to read, write, do everything what they like. Okay, in school also, it helps actually to grow. But for me, I think it was more like going on stage and expressing myself. That changed my whole way of thinking of becoming Anupam. And then 2010 comes, somebody told me about scholarship, applied it, and luckily got it. So here I am in Korea, and where I don't know what is food, culture, weather. I did not know. Many things I know about, mostly which we use in our life. Samsung, LG, Hyundai. So those were the major things I knew. So if in India, if somebody asked me, where are you going? I said, Korea. North. So explaining them was also a task that moment. So I come here, and then trouble was like, the language was the first thing, but then the food. So food was major thing for 3.5 months, which made me or kept me crying for 3.5 months. I cried like a baby in front of my Indian friends there. So in beginning, people used to say like, it's homesickness, everybody is like that, it's okay, everything will change. But I kept on crying, I kept on crying. In the daytime, I used to learn the Korean language, and in the evening to night, I used to cry. I want to go home, I want to go home. In beginning, everybody was no, but for 3.5 months, somebody cries, so they have to change their idea of thinking also. They said, okay, come back. And suddenly I'm like, why suddenly they changed their idea? Before they were saying no, Now they're saying, yes, I'm not going. So I was very like a kid, child. So that kept me going with that 3.5 months, which was really hard for me. And then I entered my university for acting, K Arts, Korea National University of Arts, through AMA scholarship. And from there, everything changes because I go to my first class and I thought they will say hello or hi in English, but then comes 안녕하세요. I was like, they wrote everything on site in English. Now suddenly they want me to study more Korean, perform in Korean. So, but my fellow classmates, my friends, my family here in Korea, they were like just my mates or my what do you say, like theater friends, the way I was in India. So it was so normal for me. The moment I entered in my universities, like suddenly I'm like doing theater in India, it seems for me. Language was a barrier in beginning, but it never changed that same idea of performing or getting to know, observe, like trying to find like how can I gel with them or they can gel with me. They were thinking the same thing what I was thinking with them. So we were on the same page at that moment. So it never felt like I'm doing something awkward or they were doing awkward. We were so nervous to share everything with each other. They used to come with the dictionaries in front of me to share. So like, are you understanding it? I said, yes. Are you sure? No. So in beginning, so they used to explain everything. But for 2 years in beginning, I used to start from 8 o'clock till next day 3 a.m. So this was the process, like classes till 6 and then rehearsal, then cook food and eat and then rehearse whatever I have heard from my like whole day in front of my mirror in the bathroom. So just blast, like I don't want it to know meaning. I just wanted to go faster about it. I was also after it. So since in after like 2012, like everything became normal for me. So I started performing in Korean theater, and as I was performing in theater, it was making my pronunciation better. I was getting the feel how people communicate with different languages. So at the same time, I was rehearsing in Hindi, English, Korean. 3, 4 languages was constant in my head. So it went on, I graduate and then comes like the no scholarship thing. You don't have a work, so no money, you can't ask anybody because you are in acting, you choose it, so you have to prove it. So then I worked in restaurants for 4 months. That was a very new experience for me. I have never worked in restaurants. So first day was really hard. And then second day I thought, if I don't go, I can't survive for a few months and all. So it kept me going. So from there on, things again changes because I was constantly moving on. The way Bapu told, like keep walking. That was a favorite quote for me. So I was kept walking towards like what I really loved as a performer, as an entertainer, to make people laugh or entertain them, share an emotion with them, communicate with them, and learn from them of better Anupam, like making myself better from my audiences. So it kept going on. Then Kukche Shijang comes in. I am working with Korean teams, different theater teams. I went to Romania International Theater Festival. I went to Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I went to Nepal with my Korean friends to teach kids like theater. So it was all happening in those period of time. And then I choose again to go back to my school. Luckily, again, I got the scholarship. So for 3 years, I was like performing, learning, and expressing myself better when I was doing masters. So I was more what to say, fluent or more comfortable with environment itself. No language thing in my mind, so I can immediately can switch on in Korean or English or Hindi. So it kept going on, and then suddenly I go home for a month, come back, and some foreign casting agency asked me, do you want to have an audition? I said yes, because it can make my 4 month go normal if I get this audition. So that's a student way of thinking. Like, if I get one call, audition cleared, 3 4 days shoot, okay, 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, normally I can survive 4 month. Okay, so this was the thinking, and I go to the assistant director auditions one, and they liked it, I think. So they invite me for the meeting with the director of Squid Game. So they told me it's a meeting. That time also I was like, meeting? I should be prepared, because meeting sometimes can be, I can understand it differently. So I was prepared that time actually. I'm talking to him, where are you from, this and that. And I was suddenly came in my mind, it's in proper audition, be ready. So whatever scene he asked me to perform, I performed in front of him normally. He asked me, can you perform this way, that way? I said, yeah, yeah. And then in the end, for just joke, he asked like, can you do the crying acting? I said, yeah, I can, but I take little longer time. So I can take time. So everybody laughed with that thing, and it was so familiar. And then I got a call within a week, like, you are doing this character. And after listening that thing, I was on the some other level. Like, I'm like dancing, calling my friends, I got this role. And then I got the proper script, first time in my life as a character, like where I can read it, how, like from beginning to end. It was so amazing to read that whole script as an actor, first time in the film and all. For me, it was total amazing experience. I was surprised why it's Squid Game. That kept me going to, and read it, the script, and I felt it's so interesting because of the games. So interesting, like nobody can ignore the games, and you can see now, like nobody's ignoring the game. People might say it's violent or this and that, but ultimately it's talking about humanity, how we should treat each other, and what we should think about each other. So I was reading it, and then I have to gain weight, make my physique look better. I have to undo my Korean. So kept on doing it, and I think I did it with honesty, sincerity, uh, and freedom of, like, I wanted to express myself. Never hesitated what I wanted to do on screen. So, and when you're sharing the screen with greats of Korean film industry, so you feel little nervous all the time. But they were so gracious, so kind, with open arm. They have accepted me. I have I've tried to put the best step forward to show what director wanted from me. So it, it went on, and first day of shooting, that started with my scene in the factory scene, if all you have watched it. So I was very nervous that day, because I was thinking, why they are shooting with me? I think if I don't perform well, they can just choose another foreign actor. So I was more nervous. So because of these fingers, I tie up my fingers, just to, like, I don't want to lose anything that moment. Excited, nervous, tense, perform, how to enter, everything was going on. But I just kept walking. I think that keep moving forward with that idea. And once that scene happened, that was a tight slap. You see I was ready to express everything. Because for me, I was nothing to lose. I just, like, there is no option for me. I have to prove myself. If you can take it, you can make it thing. So I was taking it really hard on the show. So now you can all see, like, what it came, how it brings all those things to me, and I'm in front of you talking about my journey. I never imagined it, actually. I'm still not able to digest what's happened around me. But it was, I can say, like, it was not that easy journey. It was very hard, very difficult, because of many things: food, adjusting myself, performing, am I performing, so many things. But I think about it, like, I was just, I can share one experience. I was the way I think I just read the same thing. There is a anthology of Mahatma Gandhi in the second floor, I think. I was reading the way our Prime Minister expressed about dear Bapu, that when you are in tough situation, just imagine about somebody else who have that thing in your mind. So I was doing the same thing. Like I thought like it's not difficult only for me. I think so many people are here like me who are experiencing this thing. So if they can hold their ground, why I can't? So I have to. So this is the same process. Wherever I was tense, I was thinking so many people around. I walked so long sometime without telling anybody, and saw so many people working their job with dedication, without any doubt. And if you say "Annyeonghaseyo," they smiled at you, and that smile changed my whole day. That gave me so much of energy, so much of power to express or feel better about what I was doing. So kept going on, and I think that's the thing. Uh, when you choose something, and if you're honest about it and sincere about it, things do happen. And I'm not a dreamer about things. I can say I'm rather I imagine things and go after it. These things happen, and if you really feel something good from here, from your heart, things will happen. I have always kept thinking this thing, like I want to break this image boundary where I have kept being like a foreign actor, Indian actor, only working as like not they're not getting us as an like my job is as an actor. They're putting me in one frame, which I really didn't like it. I was like I was after that thing. That was my core idea. Like if I'm in Korea, I have to break that thing. I have to go beyond that thing as a performer, as an entertainer. I'm still after it. I think like it doesn't going to change immediately. It just one thing just happened. So many of us who are here in Korea, we have to keep on doing that same thing. The idea of making it more better for everybody, not only for me. I think as a performer, as an entertainer, I wish like so many people like me to come here, perform with me, share their ideas. I want to learn from them. I think that's my learning. So I wish it could have the way I have shared my ideas, the way I am. It might help people to come to Korea or go anywhere, wherever they want to go and express themselves. Just be sincere and honest deep down yourself. Like you no need to choose others' desire to explore your own desire. You have to really find what you really desire to find. That is a very tough task to first understand, I think. So I don't know. I just feel like it's very new for me, and I'm trying very hard to make you all like feel happy each moment and feel proud about it. With really, I want to work for that. I want to work for those things. Like not only for me, it's for everybody. So whenever somebody says you are a superstar, no, I'm not. You all are a superstar because you are making me that way. I'm not. No, just think before 17th of September, before 4 p.m., life was different. And after 4 p.m., life is totally different. This whole world is like suddenly recognizing me, Anupam, like, oh, you are an actor, somebody. Oh, then I was like, somebody's talking me like I'm an actor. So I'm really happy about it. Like, said, okay, one step, okay, now move on with it to explore and get more ideas for my friends, actor friends, artists, musicians, in the form of art, because I can talk more about it. I don't know, I talk too much, it seems. Uh, thank you for inviting me here, and I feel very at home. I'm nervous, excited also. So I just want to tell everybody, don't doubt yourself. Keep walking, and you will reach. You will reach where you have to. If you believe in yourself, it's going to happen, and everybody will believe in you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anupam. Um, well, I have many questions, but we have a very little, like the time, shortage of time.
Sorry, I took a lot of time.
No, 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 not at all. We wanted to hear more from you. Actually, I was wondering, like, why did you choose South Korea to study acting?
I tell a lot of people I never choose Korea. I think I just wanted to prove at home, like when they used to say nothing is there in acting or music. I was just wanted to prove them, like if I get this scholarship, I can tell them I got this scholarship and I'm not going home anywhere. I will stay here. So don't challenge me, kind of thing. So I just wanted to get this scholarship, learn the craft of acting, and tell people like there is something. I never doubted myself. I was more, what you say, curious or naughty in finding these ideas where I can tell everybody, no, 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 you just wait. I will perform better and you will laugh. I used to create those ideas around me, like around my those who say you nothing is there. So I will cry and get like pocket money from them, write a poetry about it. So all in all, it was more like to learn the craft of acting. Before Korea, I really wished to go to NSD, but there were many things before going in NSD. You have to be graduate, you have to do few plays and all. I don't know how this scholarship come in, and then it all happens. So I just wanted to learn the craft of acting.
Maybe it was all in the destiny. So, thank you, Anupam. It was really nice to listen the journey you had gone through, and we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. And I think your experiences must have inspired many people who are planning to get into the field of acting or any other field. And I think your experiences of your the first few months of Korea with the culture and food habits will be again inspiring the new scholars and students who have moved to Korea as well. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you everybody. आपका आशीर्वाद जरूर चाहिए. So आप keep blessing me and I'll keep performing. Thank you.